It's Konosuba time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 450. It's Darkness from Konosuba, the last one to round off the entire gang. Now I'm crossing my fingers for this one because if you looked at my other Konosuba reviews, all of them were plagued by horrible paint. And I'm hoping that this one will be better. So, let's have a look at Darkness. Man, I don't know what's up with these Konosuba figures and why there's always something wrong about it. But let me talk to you about it. First and foremost, let's start off with the size. She stands at about almost 15 centimeters to the top of her ponytail, which means we're going up to almost 6 inches tall. Now, overlook in detail of the figure. You got the face sculpt, which looks nice, has the Konosuba style, the blue eyes. Everything looks in check. Actually, let me add this lighting. There you go. Nice and shiny, vibrant look on it. Has the smile and the rat kind of detail hairbands in the hair, which just kind of like, it doesn't even wrap around. That's one thing. It's just like a flat X. And I'm not really sure if that was like it was in the show, but I'm just gonna move on to something that bothers me already. And that's kind of like something you're gonna hear me say a lot. So overall, you got the braid over here around, that looks good, and the ponytail itself also looks good. It's a little bit more orangey at the tip, so we got some shading. That's very much appreciated. What's not appreciated is this connection over here. First and foremost, this is a see-through ball joint. It is pretty thick, but still, generally speaking, history has shown me that see-through ball joints is not a good idea because it's easy to break off. As such, I already don't want to touch this. Now, as you can tell, it's really disconnected from the figure. It's good for articulation, but I don't like how it's so distant from it, and how especially they hollowed out the ponytail over here, that you're always seeing that unless you're really putting it up all the way. It seems like they really wanted it to make it possible to make the one scene where she stretches out her arms and gets hit by the cabbages, which is an accessory here. And that's kind of like the main theme of this figure. It seems like some weird choices were taken just to get to that pose, and I don't really like it. It should have done like a second ponytail, one that's kind of covered up. And I know you might be thinking I'm nitpicking, but overall I don't just why is that there? It's kind of annoying because the rest of the figure looks pretty good. With paint shop, you have all of this kind of white, the orange, and the gold that kind of goes around the armor. It looks very good. It only has some tiny paint bleeding on the orange line, but that's really forgivable, while there's some in the back. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's way better than the other Konosuba figures I have, and everything on here is pretty much painted. Also the shoulder pads, chest armor, all the orange and the white on the entire outfit. It is nicely painted and it looks cool for the most part. Now another thing is, like, you might be noticing this, how it's hanging down over here. Another thing, they connected that just via a rubbery piece. Why not a ball joint? Just a ball hinge. Just connect the ball hinge via the arm, and you can move this up. You can't. It's always flappy down like that unless you move up the arm. There you go. That's how it should be, because it should be standing straight like that, but it's not. Now the other thing is, as you will notice, this piece over here, the flap for her dress, always points in that direction. It is not straight, it is molded that way, and it is like that in all the promo shots and whatnot, so that was intentional. But why? You got the nice panels on the side here, it looks shiny. You got the holster for the sword with some gold metallic on it. This one is connected just, again, via rubbery. That's not a problem. I don't need a ball joint in there. What's also pretty nicely done is the entire skirt thingy, like the entire robe and whatnot, because you have enough pieces to cover this up, and you have the ball hinges in the back, can move that out, and you have one in the middle to cover it up. So that's pretty good. Again, they was kind of done just to make that. I'm stopping right now. It's butt time, because this is not really pantsu. It's kind of a small butt, or is that just me? I don't know. Connected over there via ball pack. Again, is that also see-through? No, this one's a black one. Good. Finally. Then you got the boots in nice metallic, nice and shiny. And also another thing, She kind of likes to disconnect. But that's a feature for the different chest plates you can put on. But again, that's just for that pose, and it's kind of annoying if you move it around. It's fairly easy to disconnect. That's another point, but let's move on. Okay, so I feel like I've been complaining a lot right now, and I don't like that. I just gotta say it, guys. I don't like being a complainy bastard, but when I feel like it's necessary, I feel like it's necessary, and the Konosuba line with Figma has been played with dumb decisions. So anyway, we're gonna have a look at the articulation now. The hair sculpt, you can move that around on the ball joint. I think there's another ball joint in the hair, but I cannot move it. It's probably stuck in there, and I'm not sure. And we got good range with this piece alone. Goes all the way around, up and down, and that's pretty much it. The head moves back and forth, does tilt side to side, and it does go all the way around. And also, is it just me, or is the neck a little bit short? But that is also nitpicking. Now, the entire piece over here, you have a ball hinge in the shoulder and another ball joint in the chest. Not like previous Figmas. I've been recently, a lot of the Figmas have the long ball pack for better shoulder articulation. This one doesn't. Also the ball pack in the chest area. Oh, this one works a lot better, so I guess this one's frozen. So you can move this around, and then the hinge. And what they also did is like, they connected the shoulder pads to a single piece, which you can rotate around. But then you have a bicep swivel over here, which looks ugly because it's not molded nicely. As you can tell, there's a big gap in there, and even if I press it on there, it's not good. It's not going away. It's not molded in a straight line as such. It always makes a gap like that, and it's just ugly, and it's not good, and it's not... Again, weird design choice. This time it doesn't have anything to do with the pose, but anyway. Ball hinge in the elbow, and the hand is on another ball hinge, so you can move that back and forth all the way around. Let me reassemble the torso. So that one moves nicely, freely around, back, forth, doesn't leave any gaps. It is good, but as I mentioned, it does like to disintegrate, unfortunately. Then for your entire lower torso area, the crotch piece, that one brings, actually it's pretty blocked with all the dress, but it does go side to side. You can bring it back and forth a little bit. Legs move forward, legs move out to the side, and legs move to the back completely unhindered. Also have some rotation in there. Now for your for the dress parts, you have the ball hinges in there. Rotate them in the direction you want. You have rotation on this piece and the one on the robe itself, and then you can move that back and forth quite a bit. And you have ball hinges on both sides over here, but also, well, no, there's also one in the back. Have ugly paint bleeding over there, but you won't really see that, so I'm not giving a crap for that. But overall, you can move out the rope quite a bit, as my entire hand is kind of falling asleep. Ow. So then we have a ball hinge in the knee, and for your boots, you have another ball hinge, moves back forward, does tilt side to side quite freely, and you also have this piece, which you can move back and forth kind of to hide it, and a toe hinge. And there you go. Now for the accessories, I'm gonna start it off with the mighty cabbage, which is really what this is all about. The one thing they really were setting out to do. It looks nice. It looks like a cabbage, has like the Kirby eyes, and the one hole in the back for this entire base piece, which, there you go, you have this see-through ball pack, which connects in there. Can't really do it right now. Don't want to do it on the camera because I might break it off, but anyway, let's see. You connect that into this, and then you can connect that into the Figma base arm. So it kind of floats behind her, which again is just like dumb because you wanted to have it float in front of her. But you can't really do that if you put the figure. Well, you know what? I'll try it out before I judge. While I'm at the base, here's the Figma base. I usually show that at the end, but here you have the entire base. There's like a small piece that goes on top of it. There you go. They have this piece which goes on the front, and replacement pack. Now, back to the regular accessories. Well, regular, this is the one other torso piece, obviously. As I already mentioned, you can take this off, put this one on to make the pose, the one pose that they were really a fan of it. Also, the chests look a little bit nipply, horny. For the rest of it, it is a fan servicey thing, and I don't hate fan service, obviously. But it's not the cleanest. Like, there's some bleeding between the black and skin color over here especially. Well, then again, you could say it looks kind of like the ripped part of the clothing, but I don't know if that was intentional. Can give him the benefit of a doubt if you want to. The face sculpts, though, I'm a pretty big fan of it. They are pervy. As they should be. This is Darkness' personality. Really reflected in these both face sculpts. They're kind of very similar, though. I feel like could have done something else, maybe. Anyway, then we have hands, also very light on those. Open hands, holding hands, and fist hands. And then finally you have the sword, which has a nice golden handle with some orange and a nice metallic. He's pretty sharp, ow. And the handle, just to put it in the holster in the back if you don't want to display it with it. And did I forget something? Yeah, there's a Figma bag for your accessories, and that's gonna do that. So, contrary to popular belief, I did not want to put her in that pose. Now, you can move the cabbage around, so it kind of looks like she gets hit by it. If you really move this one to the side and just kind of, it is long enough to stretch it. I've tried it out, and I can move. Let me actually demonstrate it. Not just take my word. You can move this around, and you could kind of adjust this so it would fly into her, right into the face or the boobs. So yeah, that's a thing. Now overall, this figure is not fun to handle. Like, moving this around, getting this into pose, the torso disconnected like 5 or 6 times. And that was really annoying, and I don't like it. And also, like, why is it just a pack? Like, the ball joint connection for the little cabbage guy is tight as So, I don't know. So overall, what is my final thoughts of this figure? I want to dial it back a bit, and I don't want to make this overly negative. I know this review has been like, no. You got lots of complaining, but it's just like, why did they have to do these things? Why this weird torso? Why this bad torso connection? Why the weird hair connection? Why is the shoulder pad so loose? And this is just like small things, but they could have been easily fixed by either A, not doing them, or B, doing them better. As such, my recommendation is only for Konosuba fans. It is still an okay figure. I don't want to completely trash it, but for what we're paying for and what we're getting, I don't know. It's just like, it's mind-boggling to me how they are focusing so much on this one cabbage episode. Goodsman was really like that episode, but that's really it. So yeah, I recommend it for Konosuba fans. Everybody else, I think this is a pass, because also doesn't really offer that much of accessory unless you really want a cabbage hat. The sword looks nice, but it's a generic sword, so overall, meh. And I think that's really the best way I can put it. It's a meh figure. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's okay, but it should be better. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Darkness wants. Like a just disintegrating torso, and not just focusing a figure on one freaking pose. Thank you.